My fish fam, I am back with Merfolk. And you know who else is back? Reejerey is back. So a very unusual thing you might want, you would think to see in a Merfolk deck these days, but I believe he's back. I think he's actually better than Lord of Atlantis, hence why I've gone down on the Lord of Atlantis's, and we've gone up on Merrow Reejerey. So what does this thing do? It's a blue 2 generic 2/2 creature. Other Merfolk you control get +1/+1, but it's got this insanely busted ability. Get this, whenever you cast a Merfolk spell, so whenever you cast a Merfolk, you may tap or untap target permanent. This is good for, I mean, first off, if you get to untap with Reejerey, which was a hard thing to do way back in the day. If you got to untap with a Reejerey, you could usually play like 2 to 3 Merfolk on one turn. Like you have at least, if you have at least like 2 islands and a Mutavault, then you could play like a Silvergill Adapt, untap your island, then play a Lord. So you got like 2 extra creatures in play, or you got an extra creature in play than you normally would. And on top of that, you can tap down your opponent's blockers. So why is Reejerey back? Well, I think thanks to all the 3 drops. Well, here's the deal. Back in the day, if you put a Vial on 3 and put Reejerey in play, it was actually really hard to get good value out of it, because you might only have 2 lands in play. So like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna like play a Lord of Atlantis and then what, untap a land? Like, that wasn't good value. And also your Vial is stuck on 3 and you don't have many 3 drops back then. Like, the good 3 drops were just Reejerey, and maybe we ticked it up to 4 for Master of Waves, but you couldn't have a big turn if you had Vial on 3. Not anymore. All right, now you can have a big turn because you can Vial in Reejerey, play a random creature, untap the Vial to play Svelune, or even copy something and play with Glasspool Mimic. Remember, Glasspool Mimic has 3 converted mana cost. You may have a Glasspool Mimic enter the battlefield as a copy, or you can't see it very well, as a copy of a creature you control, except it's a shapeshifter rogue in addition to its other type, so it's a clone. So we clone our Reejerey, we can clone our ETB creatures like Harbinger or Merfolk Trickster, and not only that, you can set up big plays. What I like to do is get the Vial on 3, Vial in Reejerey, and at end of turn, play Hexcatcher or Trickster, untap Vial, play like Svelune or something else, and have this amazingly huge turn for your next turn, where then you can also then replay a bunch of stuff with your lands and Vial. Screw the Fury! See, that's how you play around Fury. Just don't play anything and then just massively flood the board with stuff that they can't even deal with at that point. So that's the point of bringing Reejerey back. I like the interaction, and there's a lot of situations where I just don't have Island Walk because the Tide Shaper has died. So I think tapping everything down is the next best thing. Cyber, we got Urkel's Recall because Hardened Scales affinity is everywhere. You got to be with the Hardened Scales. It's gonna get you because it got me. I was seeing it more often than Scam. It's like the best deck on the block right now, so I'm giving respect. Urkel's Recall is not just for Hardened Scales, though. It also is pretty good versus Urza Saga decks, or just Urza Saga in general, because when they make a bunch of Construct tokens, you just bounce them all. They have no more Construct tokens in play. And you can, I guess you can bounce the thing that they put in play, that they tutored for. It's just a little underwhelming maybe against Hammer, because ideally you don't even want them to get the Hammer in play, because you bounce it back to their hand. Well, they're just going to replay the Hammer and put on something and kill you. But still good card. All right, let's get to a league. Let's test this. Let's take this baby out for a ride. I am play points poor, but ticks rich. What a weird world I live in. The difference between Ward 1 and Ward 2 is one... Yeah, it's 1 ward, but it's the difference between the creature living and dying. Nikachu, I showed you my Cody spell shift list, right? Yeah, I saw it. You can start making them 5/0s. Torborg. Yeah, I'm sure you're happy all the adventure cards came through. Hopefully we just get them big time with Reejerey. What do you think about the Titan match? I think it's great, actually. So the Titan matchup depends a lot on how many subtleties you have and where you place them. If you have them in the main deck, your win rate will go up. If you have 3 to 4 in your sideboard, your win rate goes up. If you have 2 or less in your sideboard, your win rate goes down. Titan actually... Like, it was a matchup I struggled with up until they printed Subtlety. Then all of a sudden the matchup just became really easy and really winning. It turns out, like, all you have to do is play... We goldfish pretty well, except we are 1 turn away from winning, always. But thanks to Subtlety, now all of a sudden we're 1 turn there. Yeah, while we're waiting for the game, just stare at the deck for a little bit longer. You're gonna need to put back in Spreading Seas. You think you're going to need to put back in Spreading Seas? Probably not. I think Spreading Seas is good versus Yawgmoth, but I'm just seeing so much I'm just seeing too much hardened scales right now. You could, like, I mean, you can move the numbers all you want. I mean, you can go down to Dismember, a Chalice, a Harbinger to put Spreading Seas in, but then now I think I'd be overboarding for matchups like any Urza Saga matchup, frankly. What else to say about the deck? I mean, I still think it's a dog versus Scam, but, like, we'll see. I have a new sideboard strategy. New sideboard strategy is keep all vials in and always take the draw. Alright, here we go. Our first unsuspecting victim. Alright, we have a hand of cards. We're gonna keep it. We lost the die roll. Now, something important about Glasspool Mimic, I really want to drive this home to everyone. I look at this card very differently. I look at it as a creature first, land second. Oh, looks like we are probably up against Burn and not doing very well. So our opponent starts off with Swift Spear, and we will do nothing with the first few turns of the game. Now, what I mean by that is that if I have, say, 2 lands, like, hold on, what's going to happen here? Okay, so I didn't draw a land. I only have a single land hand, so I am going to put the Glasspool Mimic in play. But if I had 2 untapped lands, I would prefer to play the 2 untapped lands first, unless I desperately needed a turn 3 Svelune, which honestly, this might be the matchup where I might want that Svelune. But I really do want to keep onto the threat density, and then by turn 3, if I can reevaluate. Did I draw land by that point? I could reevaluate if I want to play my Glasspool Mimic as my 3rd land, even though it comes into play tapped, because I'm going to still have things to do on every turn of the game. I'd have Tideshaper, Lord of Atlantis on turn 3, and then I'd even have Master of the Pearl Trident on turn 4, even if I had to have something come into play tapped. Glasspool Mimic is often thought of as 0.5 land. That's fine. That's a way to think about it. Yeah, do you know what? I think it's better to look at 0.25 lands. So I'm just saying, like, if I have 2 untapped lands in my hand, I don't want to auto-play the Glasspool Mimic on turn 1, because that could be a threat that you desperately need later on in the game. Desperately. Alright, so we have a Rift Bolt that we can maybe counter. Do you know what's really important? That enchantment that pings you every turn. That's actually really important to counter. That is a weird line. So their hand is choke full of 2 drops is what they're telling me. You're telling me you have a lot of 2 drops. Okay, let's play something that disrupts your mana. We're in disruption mode here. Lord Magica says, I'm a little seasick today from poor choices last night. Okay. Poor choices. Oops. Poor choices before the weekend. So you're supposed to make the poor choices starting on Friday so you can recover by Monday. Okay, so Burn, generally a good matchup, but, well, I don't know, our life total is pretty high as it is right now. It's not too bad. It could be a lot worse. If they go for my face with the Rift Bolt, I think I'm just going to take it. I'm going to reserve the Force Negation for maybe like a Searing Blaze or anything that might be played on like a slightly higher spell. Or a more dangerous spell like the Searing Blaze, Boros Charm, Lightning Helix. Those are all better spells than a Rift Bolt. Okay, we do see the Fiery Islet. Okay, I like that, because if it's a fetch land, they could play Searing Blaze on my turn. Nope, they do it this turn, so, okay, Prowess for Swift Spear, but we get to keep our thing. I think I'm going to exile Lord, because there's a good chance I'm going to play Svelune. I'm going to block, they're going to kill it, and I want a replacement Svelune. So let's just get rid of Lord of Atlantis. I do need another land, but I'm not going to be playing, like, if I don't draw a land, I have, like, multiple turns until the Svelune comes into play. You want to block? No, you don't want to block. You want to attack. Come on, Svelune. Land for Svelune, not land for Svelune. Okay, Are we gonna race? Gonna do a little bit of a race right now. Okay, you burn me for 3, for 5. 5, 5. Maybe I can race. It's not unrealistic. Hey, that guy. How'd you do, fellow card game geeks? Hopefully no more Searing Blazes. That is a good sign. Our opponent has 3 cards in hand, and apparently they suck. When your opponent cracks Fiery Islet with a grip full of cards, that is not a good sign for them. And they're not even attacking! They're not even attacking. Now I wish I had my Lord of Atlantis. We just drew a bunch of 3-drops. Where are the Oh yeah, that's actually true. They could be just a bunch of white cards. Okay, so Lightning Bolt is the only thing that screws me over. So if you have Lightning Bolt, if you have Lightning Bolt, you hit the Tide Shaper a million years ago. So I'm just gonna hit this because they would have shot this thing if they had any reasonable burn spell. Yeah, it looks like Tide Shaper's winning the game. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Yeah, we won. Go Tide Shaper. Okay, so this is a very play-draw dependent matchup. If you're on the play, you want to be... I don't have Spreading Seas in here, but I would bring it in because Spreading Seas is actually just like you... Well, we didn't really... This was actually on the draw and it still worked, but Spreading Seas effects are very good on the play. Less effective on the draw because they just draw... Whatever, they're on the play. Like, it's just trust me, it's not very good. But there are things that are good on the draw. Harbinger's good on the draw because we're on the defense, and so we want to bounce our opponent's creatures. I actually like a few subtleties. You can bring in anywhere between 2 and 4, depending on what cards you bring in. And Chalice of the Void is quite good on the play or to the draw. Better on the play than on the draw, but like you can get into situations where... I mean, playing it on 1 is fine at any point of the game, because you could play it on 1 and then bounce like a Swiss Beer back to their hand and it's not coming back. But also playing Chalice on 2 is not unreasonable, and we're bringing in Force of Negation. Cards that are not very good in this matchup are the 1-drops. I guess I'll take a preference to Tide Shaper over Richton Dockhand. Maybe I'll take out another few Shapers. The 3-drops are also not, like honestly, Lords are not exciting in this matchup. I prefer to have... You don't need that many Lords to win. You just need a little bit of disruption, and then that's it. I like Sveilun because it requires them to use 2 spells to kill her, and also sometimes she's just impossible to kill, or sometimes you play Sveilun and they can't even kill all your other stuff, so... I'm not missing anything, right? It's fine to have a few 1-drops, just so I have something to sack the Hexcatcher, but, like, overall, I'm just going to depend on Vile, Force of Negation, and Subtlety for saving me a turn. Going -2 on tempo from Reejerey is great sadness. It is. This hand is okay. So this is going to be probably a real... Trying to think. No, you know what? Okay, I'm probably going to keep this in my hand. Yeah, there's just no good way to curve out like this. I'll probably go Island, Vile, then play Tide Shaper on turn 2 to slow my opponent down. The whole deal is slow burn down. Like, if you can go to the late game with a reasonable life total, you can kill them. Like, that's just the deal. So we're going to keep this hand. And it's got some good resources for slowing the opponent down. And we're going to hold on to this and probably play this on... We're going to get our Vile to 3 and then get the Glasspool Mimic in play. Okay, Goblin Guy, give me something. Ah, you gave me a Mutavault. Beautiful. I like it. Probably not going to play it, though. We got another Glasspool Mimic. Even more reason to get everything up. I'm going to play my Island first just to keep my options open. If I draw an Island, thanks to Goblin Guy, then... I might want to play Trickster on the Goblin Guy just to save even more life. Are they sandbagging the white source? Did they learn from last game? Did they learn? Are they learning? Got another island, see? Okay, maybe we'll play a Trickster. And then with more information, play Tide Shaper at the right moment. Yeah, Mutavault can trade. It's not bad. Okay, so our opponent's spewing out their 1-drops. Which is fine. Protect from Chalice on 1. That's coming. Another Vial. I will probably not play you. Yeah, I'm gonna Trickster this Goblin Guide. Because we have to preserve our life total. And then what I'm gonna do with this Tide Shaper, I don't know. Maybe I'll even throw it out there. And then I can, like, play Lord Glasspool Mimic and have, like, a pretty huge board. See what happens. I mean, it depends on how much mana they're gonna leave up. I have to discard? I guess I'll discard the Vial. We're gonna tap out for quite a few turns. What did you spend your fusion credit on? Well, the thing is, I had like a little bit of, like, they gave me like 40,000 in tickets, but I had like 6,500 in tickets at home. So I wanted to wait until, I didn't even know how much I had at home, because I accumulated some tickets from like F&M's or like, you know, local store gameplay over the last, I don't know, since before the pandemic. So I wanted to figure out what was the total that I had to maximize like what I could go get. Okay, so we're at actually an awkward life total of 10, because if we get Borostrom, then we can just get hit twice. Ugh. Okay, we go to 6. I guess we YOLO. We hope they don't have another land, because that could be the case. I think we're gonna YOLO. Another Mimic. Could never have enough. You see, that's why you don't play these as lands, people. That's why you don't play these as lands. Okay, I'm hoping that their hand is just choke full of 2-drops. And, they can't beat any of this. Now, good question. Do I attack with for... I don't know if I attack for 7. I think I attack for 4, and I leave the Tide Shaper to block the Goblin Guide. Because I don't want to block one of the... I don't want to block, say, this, and then the other one dies, and I have no power. Like, by next turn, I'll play a Glasspool Mimic, and I should have an overwhelming amount of... Oh, hold on. Let's say this dies. Okay, I block, kill 1 Lord. My opponent's at 12. I can play another Glasspool Mimic, copy Lord, and that will be... 4, 8, 11. Oh, so I'm not killing them, even in that case. But then they lost a removal spell. They lost Goblin Guide, and they played a removal spell on Lord. Also, I could top deck a Lord. I think I'm just going to attack for 4 with this. Maybe attack for 3. Oh yeah, that was an interesting option, and try to block with this thing. Uh-oh, that's not good news. That's not good news. Oh, well, we didn't instantly die, so... Unless they have something at instant speed. They were just thinking, do we play around Force Negation or not? Yeah, they can't play around Force Negation because we have mana for Force Negation. Okay, on the play. Do not want Subtlety. Do want Spreading Seas effects, though. And I think that's it. Because on the play, I have no need to 2-for-1 myself to preserve my life total versus, like, a Goblin Guide or something. What happened that game? Like, I just didn't have any... Did I have no counter spells? Yeah, we didn't have any Hex Catcher, and we didn't have any Force Negation. Well, I think the deal is we just didn't have adequate interaction. And I think that's it. I think that's all I'm going to do. Okay, we just submit the deck. Unplayable hand, mulligan. Very playable hand. Keep. I don't think they have any counter spells on their deck, right? Oh, hold on, cancel. We have counter spells in our deck. Okay, let's dump the island. We have Chalice of the Void. Don't forget about Chalice of the Void, folks. This hand sorta sucks. This is a little too reactive, so we need like one. But it takes like one Lord to like get it online. So yeah, if you play Chalice on 1, we can play our Tide Shapers through a Chalice on 1. Or if we play Chalice on 2, we can play our Merfolk through Chalice on 2. So Spear. So if we draw Chalice, I mean, that would be perfect for this hand. Also, if they have a 1-lander, that would be perfect. Okay, we're just gonna make the play that slows. Let's see, what can we do here? No, I think we'll save a little bit more life by doing this. There's also a random shot that our opponent has a 1-land, but probably not. Played Sea and Sky last weekend at the RCQ, but wish I was on Fish. Sea and Sky is a bit rough. 1 toughness creatures are... Well, I don't know. Maybe you've adapted the deck to the 1 toughness creature weakness. I had, like, even back in the day when Sea and Sky was good, I couldn't beat a Wrenn and 6. Every Wrenn and 6 deck, I just basically folded to the damn thing, which was very disappointing. So the deal is they can't even Searing Blaze this turn because of the mana that they have. Are they going to play that enchantment? Play the enchantment. Do it. Do it. Hey, Merfolk Joe. I want to believe in Picklock Prankster. What are they going to do with their blue Snowland? Yeah. It's awkward, isn't it? Ha! Can't even target me with that. Alright, so they're in a bit of a pickle, at least mana-wise. Maybe if we draw another Tide Shaper, that'd be great. We're gonna take 2. What am I gonna do here? Come on, Lord, anything. Give me anything here. That's something. That is something. I like that. Okay, let's attack for 2. I'm probably just gonna spew my hand here. Or is there any value to waiting? So the problem with waiting is then they might respond by killing my Sphaloon. I'm just gonna do it right now. Everyone's nicely protected. You're my protection, Sphaloon. There you go. You protect me. Protect my neighborhood. That's what I pay you every single week for. You rummage my cash register. So you offer me protection. So even here, if they go like Searing Blaze, pay the ward, that would tap them out, and we would crack back for at least 5 damage. So we're in a pretty good spot here. There we go. So they're not getting... I think they assumed that they were going to get... Well, I don't know what they're thinking. But if they thought they were going to get the mana, they don't. So they suck up their... That's not bad. They soak up their entire turn to kill this Tide Shaper. We'll hit for 5. We'll have a better board presence. We still have Harbinger in our hand. Okay. Do not Sphaloon glitch me. Do not do it. Every single time I have an active Sphaloon, I draw garbage. And I basically just win with a 3/4 creature. If I win. Okay, that's not bad. I'll take it. So start off by attacking for 5. I might just play a Harbinger for nothing. Okay, that's not terrible. This is not this does not make me super happy, but it doesn't make me unhappy either. Because I can at least play out my hand. And we're pretty far from dying. Like, okay, we know they have Swift Spear in hand, so they literally have to go like land, double spell for victory. Because we are at least 4 burn spells away from dying. Or, I mean, it could be 2 burn spells. How rude. Very rude. Okay. You made me waste it. You happy? Why can't all my permanents have ward? Well, now you don't have to make the Harbinger decision right now. That's right. Do we have lethal for 8-11? Yeah, it is. So if they go Swift Spear, sit back. Well, no matter what they do with the Swift Spear, we win. So if they attack, they're not going to attack. So I can just freely attack with everything. They have to chump block, and we die to only exactly Boros 2 double Boros Charm. So let's hope that is not something in their hand. Let's hope that that is not a line. They are in chump blockaroony mode. That is a donut, Sphaloon. That is a donut. These are not the most exciting draw. It's getting the job done. But Sphaloon, I wish you could, like, really close out some games sometimes. Okay, I'm threatening. I got Force Negation mana up, opponents. I got Force Negation mana up here. You know what also would kill us? Swift Spear and 2 1-mana burn spells, but I just don't think that's in the cards here. You die from Swift Spear and Boros Charm? No, that's 6 damage. I die to... Okay, my opponent said good game. Good game. It's not really how I expected to win it, but it was still a defensive hand. It was defensive. Bounced that Swift Spear a few times. And actually spreading, even on the... No, we were on the play this time. Spreading Seas on the plays. Spreading Seas on the play does the job. Gets the job done. It prevented a Searing Blaze for 1 whole turn. Okay, we're 1-0. Strangely enough, Vile is slightly... I don't know, you know, I shouldn't say it's slightly worse, but our matchup overall versus Burn is, I think, slightly better since they removed Eidolon. Because Eidolon gave more purpose to Vile, but now without Eidolon, like it feels less of a necessity to have Vile. Even though Vile is still very good. Eidolon made the matchup like pretty wonky. Because if we don't have Vile, we are crushed. But if we do have Vile, they're crushed. I guess it takes the variance out of the matchup. Tuckstep says, loves the image Eidolon. Yeah, that was really a lot of fun. One of my favorite things to copy was Eidolon. Copy the Eidolon. All right, you want to speed the game up? Let's do it. We're ready. 4 damage a turn, baby. And then sometimes they're locked out, but you know that I've had quite a few matches where neither of us can attack anymore. Neither of us can play spells. But we win because we'll eventually top deck Mutavaults and eventually can attack for victory. The Eidolon lock was real. Okay, we won the die roll. Hand's not very exciting, but we'll keep it. Ideally, we draw a Merfolk between now and turn 4, because it's, especially if I have Mutavault in my hand, I don't want to play Sphaloon until turn 4, because that's a point where I can go, like, 2-drop turn 2, 2-drop turn 3. Oh, we're up against, Footfalls. So you go, okay, I have something to play on turn, do I want to play this on turn 2? No, I want to pitch you to Force a Negation. That's what I want to do. Pitch you to Force a Negation food. Ideally, you want to play your Sphaloon with at least 1 Merfolk on the board and Mutavault up, so you give her Indestructible. The green islands look like forest. No, it looks like an island. It's very blue. It's not as dark blue as the other islands, but this is very blue. All right, they put the Footfalls in exile. Well. Okay, so I can forgo. I can play this. Save the Harbinger. I don't think I'm attacking with a Mutavault next turn. Or how do I look at this? Merfolk Joe's a huge fan of Harbinger versus the Crashing Footfalls matchup. This is like some sort of insurance. I gotta hit this thing, right? It's adds 1 mana of any color. And we have Otawara and Harbinger for 1 Footfalls. Well, hold on. Whatever. I'm gonna play the Tide Shaper. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna play cards. Maybe we're gonna play Sveiloon Naked after all. What the hell? It resolves. That is bullshit. So I'm not. This is why we play 4 Cavernous Souls. All right, you don't go less than 4 Cavernous Souls in this metagame. There's Mystical Dispute in the main deck of these decks. Mystical Dispute in the main deck. What the hell does that mean? Okay, so fortunately, there's nothing in this deck that can kill a Sveiloon, so we can just run it out. And then and if they play like Violent Outburst, like we can't play around that anyway. And then next turn we can Harbinger and maybe Otawara the other Rhino. If you dispute this, I swear. They have Fury? I'm fine with it. If they're gonna 2-for-1 themselves, I'm fine with that. What the hell? Okay, this is not the way I expected this game to play out. But we can't play around that anyway. I might be babying this Harbinger. Oh, they might be trying to build up to, Murktide. If they play it very patiently, we're probably going to lose this game. I don't know. And we're also drawing a lot of lands, so... Oh, pass. To Harbinger or not to Harbinger? That is the question. Oh, they got rid of a Deadened God for their Gemstone Caverns that they made no use of. Absolutely no use of. Okay, I don't really want to throw a Harbinger out there for nothing, so I'm just gonna preserve it. We're in like no position to like attack or anything like that anyway, so. Because otherwise, I'd be, like, attacking for 2, and then I have to deal with this. There's no guarantee that I can even counter this card. Like, I hope I can, but there's no guarantee. Because they can easily just dispute. But then Harbinger and Otawara can be our, like, backup plan if this fails. You have your own Force of Negation. Problem is they're missing land drops, so they have like tons of gas, and we are hitting all our land drops. Well, I can do nothing. I think if they attack, what we're gonna end up doing is burning an Otawara on one of them, because they could still a Mystical Dispute or Harbinger at instant speed. I only have I'll have only 2 untapped mana. And then we'll just hard cast a Harbinger on their turn. We're gonna deal with all this the old-fashioned way, apparently. It's not how I expected to use my resources, but it is what it is. Well, there's the Murktide region, which now I gotta save the Harbinger for, because this is gonna be a real big boy. Or do I? Okay, hold on. What does this board look like? Or I guess I could just play Mutavault, pass, figure it out, because it's also possible. Okay, this is a 3-turn clock. But the problem with bouncing the Murktide is I still have to deal with a 4/4, and they can replay the Murktide relatively easily. Like, if they just burn a card here, there you go. They'll replay the Murktide next turn, whereas the Rhino will be gone permanently. And if they attack for 7, then I get to attack back for a good chunk. Yeah, I could bounce the... It'll come back as a 3/3, which is not as threatening, but... Okay, hold on. You attack me for 7. I attack you for 8, which is not realistic, but... Let's assume I attack you for 8. I am winning the race. I mean, they could have some blanks in their hand. They could have Force Negation. But they have to have something, because they missed land drops very early on in the game. And this deck has no reason to sandbag lands. That is just lovely. Well, at least the lands that we drew were Mutavaults. Okay, let's play Cavern of Souls, which I could have used a long time ago. Here we go. Protection from Fury. The classic protection from Fury. Okay, attack for 8. Alright, something's dead. Okay, attack for 6. Still have lethal if I draw a Lord. So you're telling me there's a chance. Okay, don't fire and ice me. You can even Violent Outburst. You can Violent Out. You can pump up your Murktide to something else. If they have another Murktide, we're dead. Or actually not. Hold on. Is it any card or an instant or sorcery? An instant or sorcery leaves your graveyard, put a counter on. Okay, so if you Murktide for 1, I'm not dead. Or I guess if you Murktide for 1, then Violent Outburst, I'd be dead. Lord of Atlantis, or even Reejerey would be fine here. Alright, that works. If it resolves. Let's go. They don't block. Alright, did we get there? Did you draw Bubkiss? Woo! Woo! Telling you, these football matches, they're close. They're close, but you play accurately, you get there. Alright, Force Negation comes in. All the chalices come in. I honestly think 3 chalices is better than 4, just because they don't... Like, if you have 4 of a card in your deck, there's very likely you'll see 2 of them in your hand, but if you have only 3 copies in your deck, then the odds of having 2 of them in your hand are very minuscule, and like Chalice is just not a good card to have on 0. I think they had Fury, but didn't want to check the fetch because they'd still die to Island Walk. But they don't die to Hexcatcher. It's possible. No, but I think they die anyway. They're not playing around a Lord. They can't. They have to fetch if they have Fury. So I don't think they had Fury. Yeah, they're dead to nothing if they didn't fetch. Okay, so hold on. What else do I want? Depending on the build, I sometimes like Subtlety. I don't know if I need it here. Okay, cards I don't like. I don't like 1-drops too much. I don't like Dock Handle that much. Don't like Harbinger. Harbinger, help me! I'm not gonna say... Maybe I should have Harbinger in the Murktide version. You know what? Maybe I'll put more faith in Murktide. Like the... I don't have this in my sideboard guide, but maybe with Murktide around, I should have more faith in Harbinger over Trickster. It's convenient to play Trickster for 2 mana, whereas it's really hard to play Harbinger. Reejerey's good. Any Lords are good, actually, because if you can get 2 Lords on the battlefield, you play around Fury very well, you play around Dead, Gone, Fire and Ice, everything. So, maxing out on Lords is good. Okay, I'll go with this. I mean, it's possible Trickster's better than Tide Shaper. But if you have Tide Shaper at least out on turn 1, that's a reasonable thing to sack to Hexcatcher on turn 2. Otherwise, you have to sack the Hexcatcher itself. So I like to have, in some matchups where Hexcatcher is good, I like to have at least some 1-drops. Okay, let's go. Trim Reejerey because they die? No, you want to position yourself to get a bunch of Lords on the battlefield. I think this is a matchup where you want to max out on Lords. They just basically have to kill every Lord, because if the moment that they don't, they can't kill anything. This hand's great. We potentially could just Goldfish to kill our opponent. Potentially. Although I have to say I have no interaction for any of their stuff. I'm going to throw out a naked Tide Shaper, because I just have too many cards in my hand. I'll just follow it up next turn with maybe a Lord. I don't know. I'll see what I'll do next turn. They don't have Ren and 6 in their deck, so... Aha! I've activated my trap card. Now what? Okay, so this looks like a spot where I'm just gonna sandbag the Lords to the end, because they're gonna use if they're gonna use the removal, they're gonna use the removal on Tide Shaper. So we just want to maximize Tide Shaper, Sphaloon, and then these are our Haymaker cards that you finish off the opponent. If you play these early, they'll spend their Fire and Ices and everything on them, so you screw yourself. So let's first attack for 2. To not let them know, because if we just play Tide Shaper right now, they'll just kill the Tide Shaper that's attacking. Okay, so now that we play our second Tide Shaper, they'll be forced to kill one of them. Whereas if we played this Tide Shaper, they would 100% kill this one. Well, absolutely. Mess with their red. Wouldn't mess with anything else. Okay, let's see if they have Shardless Agent or something. I'm assuming they're going to play something like Shardless Agent. Okay, what do you got in your deck? Hey, I wasn't done looking. Probably standard. I was a little surprised by the Dismember. I know Murktide is like a pretty staple thing, but I didn't know Dismember is like something. Okay, you have 1... I saw 1 Fury in here. 2 Furies. You get Rhinos. Okay, so the decision is play Lord, crack for 6, or play Sphaloon to protect the Lords on future turns. So we'll take 8. No, we won't take as much damage because I can block with a Sphaloon. Well, blocking might be risky. If I block a Rhino, they could kill a Tide Shaper and I'll be done for. I guess I could block a Shardless Agent. That would work. So take 4, go to something. Go to 8, and then follow it up with Lord, attack for 6. Like, I'll get blown out hard by a Fury if I play Lord right now. Although, like, if it's possible they just don't have removal. But they have to have something. They can't have nothing. That would just be ridiculous. So, looks like the line will be play Sphaloon, pass. Can I decipher any? It's possible they have no removal. Like, they didn't kill a Tide Shaper. So the only removal is either a Fury or nothing. They have so much removal at 1 red. Or even Dismember. If I play Sphaloon, you play Fury, you kill... You still kill the Tide Shapers. Attack with Rhinos, I bounce 1 with Harbinger. Attack, we still got a game going on there. It's a little close. It's a little close because they didn't remove anything on turn 2, and they had absolutely the option, and they should have. They absolutely should have killed something with whatever they had. If they had Fury, they would have burnt it last turn. That's, well, unless they don't have a red card. But actually, I can agree with that, too. If they had Fury, they should have burned it there. No red mana. Oh, they don't have red mana. Well, no, they don't have red mana because we did that. But, like, they should have still, like, killed this Tide Shaper in response. Okay, so you still have no red mana. So it's like Fury or bust? You can't even play dead/gone because you still have no red mana. Okay, I'm gonna block one. What's the worst that could happen? If you have... Okay, let's say I don't block and you Fury. Is that, like, GG for me? Do I win next turn? Not really. Okay, I'm just gonna block one. I hope this risk is not too high. Well, they could have Fury and no red card. Okay, so nothing happened. I just took a little bit of damage. We draw another Cavern of Souls. This is very good. They can't instant speed do anything. Maybe they just have a bunch of counter spells in their hand. So we could actually play Tide Shaper, hit the forest. And they have really nothing they can do. And then we'll just win in the next turn or so. Because even if they Fury away one Master of the Pearl Trident, it's not a big deal. We cracked the code, lads! They got nothing! They probably just have a bunch of counter spells or something. Is there any reason not to attack? I don't think so. They can't play anything. They got nothing. I don't know. I mean, maybe there's a sweeper I'm not thinking about. But actually, even if they sweep the board, maybe we do something. Oh, no! Actually, that's a weird card. That's weirdly timed. And I don't even know if that's the right card they want to hit. Or maybe it is. Okay, we still draw our card, which is a Harbinger of the Tides. So we still hit for 6. Okay, so Fury now... 2/2. Fury still loses, actually. Needs to be like 2 Furies. Again, like I said, we were saving the Master of the Pearl Tridents to be played last. Although, like, the game didn't really play it the way I thought it would. Like, I thought our opponents would start playing some removal early on. Probably what happened is their hand is full of Mystical Dispute and the Cavern of Souls just shafted them. They're flexing, showing us their gemstone caverns. I'll just take 8. They might have another Otawara, but like whatever they have, we'll just play a Lord, attack with everything. Why no YouTube streaming? I'm just coming back to Twitch, that's all. I feel like Twitch appreciated the actual gameplay a little bit more. Tried to farm some Amazon Primes. I have no reason to play around anything here. Okay, attack low. You got islands, I got Island Walk. Ah, look at there, Merfolk Joe. He could have spent his prime anywhere. He decided to spend it on my channel. Thank you so much, Merfolk Joe. All right, we won the match. So beating Crashing Footfalls. If there was anything to learn about that game, it was if there was anything to learn about that last game, it was Cavern of Souls is so important to have as a 4-of in your deck right now in Modern because Mystical Dispute is just way too popular of a card in a variety of decks, whether it be Murktide or Crashing Footfalls or a Living End. And, like, they have it in the main. They have it in the main. And sometimes you have, like, Cavernous Souls and they just lose. But if you don't have Cavernous Souls, you can lose. I'd also been seeing a bunch of Stern Scolding. Oh yeah, that's true. The classic Spell Snare is back. In Stern Scolding form. T. Siddons also subscribed with Prime. Thanks so much for spending your Primes with Nikachu MTG. Anyone else subscribe with anything? I don't know. Okay, we won this die roll. We honestly haven't seen much out of Reejerey yet. Or we're going to keep. Maybe we're going to have a big Reejerey game this game. Maybe we're going to have a big Reejerey game. Okay, there is a, like, almost 100% chance I attack with... I'm going to play Hexcatcher. What I want to say is, if someone thought seizes me and takes my Hexcatcher, it's very likely I'll just attack with the Mutavault, so I'm a fan of leading with Mutavault. On the off chance I cannot use my manas. Oh, deck with Island. Already lost. What is this? Oh, is this that new crap from Aspiring Spike? Exile target non-creature, artifact, or non-creature thingamabob. Oh, Monster CC also gifting around. Thanks so much, Monster CC. Okay, so the good news is we are curving out. The bad news is Haywire Might probably going to take our vial. But good news is we're curving out. I will probably lead on Hexcatcher. And then we'll probably finish it off with Reejerey. They're very likely... Oh no, they need a green source still. This is not a very green deck. I don't know how much we care about Might taking out the vial. Well, I'm not thrilled with it. But they can't do it yet. This is very weird. Haywire Might, but no green mana. Pithing Needle. Well, they're going to get rid of our vial one way or another. Engineered Explosives. No two colors. It's very weird. Alright, let's spew our hand as quickly as possible before they deal with it. Fortunately, we are incredibly diversified. We have a few options here. We got a few options. Okay, I don't really feel... Okay, I don't... So, hold on. I could... We have a few options. We Violin Lord. We attack for... I don't know, 6 or something. I don't have to attack with the Dockhand. I know that the deck plays Urza, so they're like... Well, I don't know what they play at 3. Sai, probably? I don't remember what the hell is in this stupid deck. Because we can wait on Reejerey. Because even if they get... Let's say they had a green source. They can go Engineered Explosives, but they can't crack it that turn. You don't want to wait full crunch? Yeah, you're a full crunch type. I want to wait! I built my reputation on waiting. I'm a waiting guy. It is a blue deck, though. The problem, I don't know what's in this deck. What the hell is this thing? Rona, Herald of Invasion. When you cast a legendary spell, untap it, draw a card, then discard a card. You can also transform it into a 5 mana and a Phyrexian. You transform it. Whenever a source deals damage to Rona, that source's controller exiles a card from their hand at random. If it's a land card, I'm not reading the rest of this. It's a Cauldron combo deck. Okay, let's go. Let's do this. Emery, you're now bigger. We can even activate our Mutavault and sacrifice it. To Hexcatcher if necessary. Cauldron gives Rona's Emery ability, then it loops Mox Ambers for infinite mana and pumps that into Urza's ability. Alright. That means nothing to me. I have to like lose to this deck to internalize what the hell it does to me. I'm sure it uses artifacts to filter mana in order to activate Haywire Might and Engineered Explosives. You want the explosives anyway. What, just on one? You got it. Yeah, you can take my Vial and my Dockhand away. I don't care. I'm gonna blow up your Haywire Mite. Yeah, get in that damage, huh? Not even gonna let you. Not even gonna give you the satisfaction. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. I can bounce the Emery and do what I probably will. Then next turn we can play Reejerey and win. Okay. They didn't even want to see it. They didn't even want to see it. Okay, I'm assuming... I really have no idea what the hell I'm supposed to do against this. Maybe Chalice is good on 0. If I look him up on Twitter... Okay, hold on, let's see. Aspiring Spike Twitter. I have no idea what the hell this deck does. Okay, I'm looking at the deck right now. It's got Baubles, Ornithopters, Ambers, Ether Spellbomb, Ledger Shredder, Spellskite, Rona, Walking Ballista. Circle's Recall do anything? It's got that stupid Agatha's Soul Cauldron. You can spend mana as lower mana, anything. So what, it exiles a card and then creature with that counter gets all the abilities of the exiled card or some crap like that. It's got okay, so it does have Urza Saga, so I have to bring in the Hercules. Because this will deal with construct tokens relatively well. It just deals with construct tokens. Harbinger looks okay. Okay, Dockhand, not very exciting. Trickster. Actually, is Harbinger good? Maybe Harbinger's not that good. Trickster is fine, but not beautiful. I think I just want a big pile of lords. How good is Force Negation here? Force Negation hits like basically nothing. Oh, they have the one ring coming in from the sideboard, Pithing Needles. Actually, the list I'm looking at didn't even have main deck engineered explosives. Okay, I think I can trim at least one Force Negation. I think. Stone of... What the hell is the sideboard? Okay, they have Ceremonious Rejection. I don't care about any of that stuff. Can't wait to see Dockhand under a Cauldron. Force on Cauldron is relevant. Like, but is it like the most relevant thing? Okay, I might be wrong on taking out some 1-drops because I might want to be diversified versus engineered explosives. Also, I might just want to like goldfish to a victory. They don't have any creatures, so Dismember looks fine. Okay, I'm gonna take out 2 Tricksters, add the Dockhands back, and then we will ship this. It's possible Subtlety is good. I need like this is one of those matchups where like we have a lot of good cards that interact well with them. So which ones are like the most important? Like what are their most important threats I absolutely have to deal with? Like because we could deal with everything. You know, like it reminds me of the Underworld Breach matchup, which I was like almost completely undefeated against. Like I almost never lost to that deck. And the problem was I never figured out what was the best sideboarding because like the way I sideboarded was winning, like completely winning anyway. This is a bit of an awkward hand. It's not terrible because we have Reejerey on turn. Actually, we're not even guaranteed Reejerey on turn 3. I like a lot of stuff going on here. We've got our Island Walk Lord. Maybe Sveloon's not necessary in this matchup. I'm probably going to ship this back, but it's sort of appealing. Because they're going to probably go turn 1, dirtle around. We can go turn 1, do nothing. They'll play turn 2, something good. We kill it. Okay, whatever. I just can't curve out very well with this animal mulligan. So that's fine. Yeah. I guess keep and toss a Mutavault. If I knew how strong or poor Hurkyl's Recall is, I might keep it, but I guess we'll toss a Mutavault here. Well, I'm not super in love with this hand, because this doesn't really deal with their creatures. It deals with that, I guess. Vial off the top. This hand's good because we're just going to rip Vial off the top. Okay, so they got an Urza Saga. They're going to do Urza Saga things. Or not. Well, they can't do Urza Saga things till next turn anyway. Pithing Needle. What are they going to name in the dark? In the dark! I guess Mutavault. They usually choose Mutavault when they can't name Ether Vial. Name's Otawara. Not a bad name. Okay, we have an Emery. 2 cards a turn. Metallic Rebuke. Okay, this is not the deck. This is like something else. Gut Shot. Such a weird card to have versus us. We do, fortunately, draw a Dismember, though, so, when in Rome. It's absolutely a Dismember target. Prevent them from drawing 2 cards a turn. Naming Otawara sus? Not really. We have, like, 2 cards that they can name. Otawara, Mutavault. That just happens to be the most relevant. Our hand is shaping up. There's hopefully this doesn't get Metallic Rebuked or something. But if they do rebuke it, it's not bad. Urza Saga will be gone. So they're going to make some constructs, but then we can bounce everything with Hurkyl's Recall. They have Manamo in here. This is definitely very different from Spike's list, but it's its own invention, I think. Equip for 2. I'm not going to do that while I'm around here. Make more. Yeah, they made another construct. Oh, they always make another construct. But better is if I just Spreading Seize the damn thing on turn 2 and Stone Rain them. One shot Merfolk, we combo. Yeah, we do. It would be. We will have the combo. Oh, we'll try to get the best we can. No! Oh, they played it for this. Okay. I thought they were gonna bounce our Reejerey. That's like, because that would have been a pretty good turn. So I'm gonna bounce all your stuff back. Sadly, we can't have like a super big turn here. We're only allowed to have like a good... Actually, we can only have a mediocre turn. I can play a Lord. Attack with Reejerey. Hold on, what is Metallic Rebuke? Like, do I have to pay a cost here? Your artifacts can help cast the card. Counter target spell unless it's controlled pays 3. No, that's not gonna happen around here. Okay, well, I'm just gonna play my cards. I mean, I do have an alternate line. I can play Glasspool Mimic here. I can copy the Lord. Nah, it's just not necessary. Next turn I can copy something. We're just gonna send them back to the Stone Age, I think. Yeah, they don't have blue for Rebuke. They have nothing. Okay. Anyway, back to the Stone Age with you. I haven't played Hurkyl's Recall in like years. Or maybe that's not true. I played a little bit in Legacy. It's just not a card I pull out like anymore at all. Okay, you can reevaluate now. You can put the Pithing Needle on my Mutavault. Ooh, they got Psy, which is not very good here. Or unless they combo somehow. Could they combo here? Okay, well, I'll never interact with this stupid thing. Okay, now they'll name Mutavault. I got rid of your constructs. You get rid of my Mutavault. That's a very fair deal. But when you don't suspect it, I'm gonna auto-war this thing. Explosive for 0? Oh, I get. What the hell is with the, I guess the Engineer Explosives is just for 1 and 0 in this deck. Like, it's not even meant to be played on 2. Oh, no, they have Mox Amber. They've got, or they should have Mox Amber. Another Mutavault. I'm just gonna make another Island Walk Lord, I guess. Kraken for some damage. Play the other Mutavault. You know what? I don't like that line. I should have played the Mutavault because now I can't even represent like Trickster or something here. Yeah, they could have Springleaf Drum, I guess. Do they have anything threatening in this graveyard? Well, they have the explosives, so they can explosives at any moment they want. If they can get the mana. They do have legendary creatures for Amber. So if I draw a land, No! So they sack the explosives on 2. They replay it on 2. So we're stuck to a Reejerey. Okay, looks like we're gonna die here. I assume we're gonna die here. Oh, that's what you want to do with this thing. Okay, I mean, that works. Yeah, you might even be able to race me with Shadow Spear. Or maybe not. You don't have any, like, actual beef on the board. Amber doesn't make more colors? Add 1 mana of any color among... Okay. So apparently that was not something I should have been afraid of. Another Mutavault. So what you're telling me is... Okay, so I think the line is I'm going to auto-war the Emery so that next turn... Okay, hold on. I can play Glass Pool... I think I have to auto-war the Emery, like, right now. How do I do this? Funny enough, if this is Lord of Atlantis, then my decision is very easy, and we probably win easier. So the deal is they're gonna bounce, Why do I have to draw another Mutavault? It's a very ugly, ugly card to draw at this point, especially when the Pithing Needle already named it. My Hurkyl's Recall has betrayed me. I probably could have raced the board that was already on the battlefield. Oh, do we die next turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? That's a lot of damage. Well, if we're gonna die, then we're gonna die. Okay, I have an idea. It's not a good idea, but I have an idea. One more mana, you win? Well, not really. They bounced the Reejerey! That's a line. Actually, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Because I could just replay this Master and untap a land. So now... I have this awkward amount of mana here. Oh, and they didn't block with anything. Okay, so I will... It'd be nice to have a Trickster right now. I could do some cute stuff. I can't beat the board, so I have to pass. I'm just gonna pass because this is a matchup where I'm gonna want them to like threaten to kill me. Yeah, because I could have Trickster here. It's fine. Okay, I'm dead. Could have auto-warred a Thopter. Yeah, I can't win. Or I probably can't win. Alright, what did we learn that game? Nothing. Tide Shaper, good. We learned Hurkyl's Recall. Well, I don't know. My hand was slow. It was like, okay. Got undermined by that damn thing. By the, But I don't want to bring in Chalice for that. And they can deal with Chalice by playing just Engineered Explosives on 0. Unless I play Chalice on 0. Okay, hold on. I'm not certain that we need Svalun, so I'm going to bring in some of these other cards. So I'll bring in Trickster. How good was Harbinger? I can bounce an Emery back to hand. I'm going to take out Svalun. It's not clear to me that Svalun is necessary in this matchup. And anything else? Or maybe a few Svalun is fine, just in case I have the Vial on 3. Hold on, what does Harbinger do? It doesn't bounce Psi. It has good calm, but it can bounce Emery. Although bouncing Emery is awkward. Okay, whatever. I'll do this. Submit. So specific about your ranking there. Huh? Okay, we want, okay, we didn't win the die roll. It's just our turn to have the die roll. Okay, so this is a great example of a hand where I'm not going to play Glass Pool on turn 1. I'm just going to keep this. I'm going to play land, and then on turn 3, we're going to reevaluate. We're going to reevaluate people, okay? We're going to reevaluate. In fact, this is a great spot to, like, dismember something on turn 1. We're going to reevaluate on turn 3, whether we play this Glass Pool or not, because we might need it as a threat, right? We might need it as a threat. How are the fishes in Legacy? I don't know. I haven't played Legacy. I actually haven't played any Legacy since Lord of the Rings came out. Cavern of Souls. Not Cavern of Souls. We can cast everything off these Mutavaults, which is good news. I would have loved to see Emery turn 1. Didn't happen. But anyway, so now because we drew the Mutavault, I don't have to burn my Glass Pool Mimic. Okay, we have an Urza Saga, which is not really that threatening right now. That can be threatening. Whenever you cast a legendary spell, untap it, tap it. That's bad, right? I'm gonna assume that's a bad card. We're gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. Oh man, you have Rebuke, don't you? Can I play around that? Oh, I don't think you can cast this. You can't tap this to cast your Rebuke. You can only tap artifacts. All right, so you're gonna have one less construct token. Oh no, that's not true. You just play this thing. Okay, you have no mana. That's great. Oh, ho, ho, ho! Ho, 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 ho! Why do I act like that? Because if you copy a Reejerey and have an untapped land in play, you can spew your hand out pretty nicely. Oh, you wanted me to play Hexcatcher and I wanted to play my Reejerey. I think your line is fine, though. Either way, we'll have a big turn this turn, because I can play, like, 2 Hexcatchers and a dock hand. But do we draw land? We do not draw land. We draw a Tide Shaper, which is weird. Okay, so I can go Hexcatcher. Hexcatcher, dock hand, and then Tide Shaper. not an unreasonable turn. Oh, what is the best way to do this? Actually, I might want to play Tide Shaper early so I can tap down the construct that ends up coming in play. Attack and see what they do. If they try to trade, we get them. Okay, hold on. Let's get a Dock Hand in play just in case I need to counter something. Because this is free. I like that idea, though. You attack, they make a construct. I can just Hexcatcher, untap an island, and then, yeah, you blow them out. Okay. Okay, they did nothing. I will still Hexcatcher. Let's get in that damage. And then we'll still go for a Tide Shaper later. If they counter the Hexcatcher, then whatever. Okay, they do Metallic Rebuke it. That's fine. I will not pay for it. So they get no value out of the Urza Saga, which is good. I'm not paying for it. Give me my island. Okay, we get in for 2. And then we play a Tide Shaper at the end of all this. Untap. Island, I guess. No! They got Dispute! That sucks. Well, I got my island. Okay, we still got gas. And they don't have so much gas anymore. The Magic the Gathering online bug where you have to click no tons of times. For a counterspell it knows you can't afford. Yeah, I know. What a troll. Ah, damn it. The stupid Pithing Needle is the bane of my life. We really needed that Tide Shaper to resolve. We really needed a Cavern of Souls. Okay, what is this for 3 mana? Or maybe 4 mana. Maybe it's Urza. There's the Lord! The Lord is here! Okay, they got constructs. It's not the most devastating. Okay, I got a Ledger Shredder. Okay, needed this island last turn so I could go ham with this Dock Hand. I guess we weren't gonna go ham, though. They had 2 counter spells. So... my hand is sort of... oh, no, hold on. I can empty my hand here. I can go Hexcatcher into Glass Pool. And then maybe attack? Well, I have Island Walk, actually. Thank God. Dock Hand has natural Island Walk. Alright, let's just empty our hand. We can empty our hand. I activated their trap guard. Why do they have gut shots? I guess they need to activate their stuff. I'm not gonna attack with Reejerey because it looks like they have a profitable block there, so I'll just attack with Dock Hand. Really sucks this Pithing Needle's hit our Mutavaults. These fish need to make a good wall here. Well, I'm doing my best. Okay, Emery. That is danger. They do have a Bauble. Do they have anything else? Misty Rainforest. Can maybe find their 1 green source. If they have a green source. Okay, we need an Island Walker. They just fetched for nothing? What are they doing? Oh, tapping this thing. Alright, spinning the wheel. You got yourself an island! Thank you for coming out and playing at the Nikachu's Modern Merfolk game show. Everyone gets an island. Holy moly, it's over! And I'm just gonna have fun. You can get tapped. I can tap you down too. Okay, we won the match. The funny that was the first game where we got like Reejerey to do things, and it did stuff. Like we were able to empty our hand and put ourselves in a position to win. But actually, if the Reejerey would just like an Island Walk Lord, probably would win the game anyway, like faster anyway. Can my island be in the Bahamas? Careful. It's hard to pay taxes when it's not in your local country. Alright, we want to play first. So we're 3-0 so far. Hand is fine. Okay, we'll keep. Oh, and we won the die roll, which is extra sweet. This looks like a hand where we're ideally just gonna go straight to the vial on 3 for allowed. What's the new Lord of Atlantis? Oh, you mean, are you talking about Reejerey, or is there like another Lord of Atlantis out there? Thoughtseize! There's only one deck that would play a really crappy looking Swamp and Thoughtseize on turn 1, and that is the Cabal Coffers deck. Is there a new promo? I did not hear about this. They keep printing promo Lord of Atlantis. Promo Lord of Atlantis. From what? It's not showing up immediately on Google. It's too new. It's too new to, even too new for Google searches. Oh, 7 new, I mean Caverns of Ixalan art? Okay, I'll look up Caverns of Ixalan. Lost Cat. Oh, I see a bunch of weird looking Merfolk. Honestly, I'm not a fan of the plant Merfolk things. Oh, that new, yeah. I don't care for Ixalan. They let us keep the Hex Catcher. That was your first mistake, my friend. That was the first mistake. But it will not be your last. Unless this is scam, and this is like just that much more dangerous. Maybe it's just Jund. Yeah, I see it now. It's a good pose. I'll give it that. It's a good pose. Okay, it's not the Cabal Coffers deck. So what does this mean? My Hexcatcher's gonna die? Or is this scam and you're waiting to scam me? You're gonna scam me, aren't you? You wanna scam me so bad. Might be Bowmaster. Oh, I just completely forgot about that. I just walked into that for no reason at all. Oh, that's frustrating. I could have just passed. I completely forgot about this card. That was just a stupid mistake. Well, okay, that happened. That is such a bad draw after that. Okay, so I can attack. They don't know about my Lord. No, I highly recommend you do not play Hex. Like, I have a Vial here, so I had a lot of room to play around a a Bowmasters. And especially a Scam deck not playing anything on turn 2. It's like, basically, it means they're sandbagging Fury or they're sandbagging, like, a Bowmasters. So, I mean, they heavily telegraph that. There's a lot of room to play around it. You should just do that. So in light of the Thoughtseize, I will... I just think I'll just let it resolve. They're probably going to take the other Sveiloon. And then they take Harbinger, they take Harbinger. I can't really use Harbinger right now. If they don't take Harbinger, I can play the Master of the Pearl Trident. They leave Master of the... They take Master of the Pearl Trident. Okay, I have a Sveiloon. I don't care. Why would they let us untap? We could have another Hexcatcher. We would have had to have just top decked it because they played Thoughtseize last turn. But you're right. They should just snipe it off on on their on our turn. Or maybe they just didn't have a stop. Look, I don't want to criticize the opponent because they're fully telegraphing this Bowmasters and I didn't do anything about it. I lost a card for nothing. Ragavani. Okay, what are you gonna do with all your creatures? They do nothing. Okay. What sucks is they probably have that stupid card. Like, they're just gonna reanimate one of these things if I try to attack into any of it. No, I don't want to do anything. No, we're just gonna sit. We're not in any position to attack into any of that. I'll leave the vial on 2 for now. And we'll just set up another vial. I really want to bounce at least something with I'll bounce the Ragavan with Harbinger if I get the opportunity. We'll do other things. Okay, so I'll just play another vial and pass. Can someone, yeah, hold on, where's the, I need to see the full article. Apparently 7 reprints. But it's all gonna be this Ixalan art. I really don't like these plant folk. This Aztec stuff is not for me. Oh, it's a bunch of other cards, though. Their life total is in a really precarious position. This is very interesting if they take this line. I really want to bounce this army with the Harbinger. Huh, okay. I will bounce the army and I'll attempt to block the Bowmasters. Or actually, hold on. So they're representing the Undying card. I'm not too afraid of the Ragavan because I don't think they can use the mana. If they have Fury, then they have Fury. I don't care. Also, it's just hard for them to cast our cards because we have a lot of double blue stuff. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the obvious line. Like, I'm just gonna... I guess I'm gonna take the highest upside line if they don't have that Undying card. And also, like, this doesn't die. Oh, no, it will die. I forgot it does die. Oh, okay, I didn't calculate that properly. Then maybe I should just take in the damage. Because now my Harbinger dies here. Because I forgot it takes the damage, and then the Bowmaster comes back and pings it again. My Reejerey! Oh no, they're gonna steal my Reejerey. So you trade Undying Evil for your Harbinger? Well, the thing is, so I think the best way to beat Scam is to not let them trade anything. I think you should just take damage and then you swing back when you have the ability. Sometimes they have these hands where they got Bubkiss. Because you will not win this matchup unless you have stuff on the battlefield, and I want to maximize how much stuff I have on the battlefield, and I've done a very bad job of that so far this game. Got to redeem myself in games 2 and 3. I mean, we can still steal the game with maybe a Tide Shaper. If I get the opportunity. They didn't play our Merrow Reejerey, which is funny. Okay, so now actually we can play 2 cards here. Just pass. I don't think I have any good attack here. Fortunately, they actually did a lot of... Why are they so low? I guess it was like Fetch, Shock, Thoughtseize twice. Yeah, they got the army again. The army is annoying. Okay, if they attack, I'm just going to take all of it. They leave anything behind, that's something that we can trickster. Actually, I do have the option to... Actually, I have a few options here. So if they don't have Bowmasters... What if you have What if you don't have Bowmasters? Hold on. If you don't have like you can't blink either of these cards. If you don't have Bowmasters, this is not a bad line. I'm gonna play my Mass of the Pearl Trident. And then I think I'm gonna Trickster this Ragavan so that it doesn't get anything this turn, and then I'll just double block these two creatures. We just gotta hope they don't have anything useful. They discarded 2 lands. So if they have those Undying cards, they're pretty useless here. I just get blown out by Bowmasters. It's a concession time. It's pretty bad. Well, the army will get bigger too. Okay, I've seen enough. Okay. I'm putting on nothing for the first time in history. Well, you know what? We probably could have won that game if we just played cleaner. And by we, I mean me. Okay, cards we want. Harbinger is good. I'm not in love with Dismember, but it is still good. It still works. I don't want a 2-for-1 myself ever. So no forced negations. Like, it's interesting. If you just have a pile of creatures, you can just beat them. But you need to keep the creatures on the board, so you gotta do your best to keep the creatures on the board. Dockhand is not very impressive. I'll remove it, and I'll keep the rest. Okay, and now here's the trick. Okay, so this is what I'm starting to do. We're gonna take the draw. I won the die roll. I like to play first? Absolutely not. Taking the draw from now on. And I'll keep this hand. It's not a beautiful hand, to be honest, because it's clunky as hell. But if our opponent mulligans enough, which they did not. See, here's the thing. If they mulligan to 5, their scam hands are actually very fragile. Because they need to have land, Undying Effect, Grief, Black card. That's 4 cards. So if they mulligan to 5, then that, like, their 5th card is, like, rubbish. Or like, their hands get really bad as... Their hands get a lot worse as they mulligan, and our hands get a lot better as we, like, keep... as we mulligan, because we'll get an extra card. Because all my games so far that I've beaten Scam, I was on the draw. And every single time on the play, like, if you mulligan once or twice, you're, like, toast. You're, like, you're in bad shape, just card-wise. And they're in good shape card-wise, because they're... That's interesting. They didn't even take my... They didn't even think about taking the Glasspool Mimic. Which I will absolutely play in this case, because I can't play my blue cards without it. Could take my Mana Source. Good one shot for that. Unless I draw Ether Vial here. Svalin, it's not bad. I'm much more comfortable playing against this deck when I can, like, spew out a bunch of stuff at once. You want to drive 2. The only problem with Svalin is, like, you still need to... some of their best hands are when they're just aggroing us, like, getting aggro on us. I'll play Island and pass. Probably just play Trickster at end of turn. Actually, hold on, let me think about this. I could also just play a Lord. Because, like, Fury is not very good right now if they want to Fury away 1 Lord. And then I can pass on the following turn. And then try to position a Trickster at end of turn. Then I play Svalin on, like, turn 4? Because if there's ever a moment to, like, play a creature relatively free, I think it's now. It looks like they just have Bowmasters, but... Or if they just have removal, it would suck. So you have Fatal Push, Lightning Bolt, or they have Bowmasters. Okay, there's more combinations of Fatal Push and Lightning Bolt, so I guess I'll keep the Trickster around. If they try to scam Trickster is good. Well, they're not going to scam now. If they had scam, they would have done it earlier. They'll never scam when we have Trickster up. The problem is that, like, if I play Trickster at end of turn and then, say, play Lord, But like, even if I play Sveloon, they do have the Bowmasters. When I'm tapped out, that's the moment that they'll go for Fury. Not everyone knows how Trickster interacts. Well, I want to play in a way, assuming my opponent knows how Trickster interacts. You always gotta play assuming they're gonna play well. Unless you're so far behind, that's the only way you can win. But right now, we're in not such bad shape. Let's put them to the test. Oh, thanks so much, Kalingi. I appreciate it. Okay, so I'll tap down the Bowmasters and let them attack with the army, and then we'll see what they do. If they attack with the army, I won't block. Because I think that strongly represents that they have either another Bowmasters or, if they just have another Bowmasters. Because that'll make their army a little bit bigger. Okay, so they don't have another Bowmasters. Grief! That's okay, so it looks like we're gonna get scammed by Grief right now. That is so... Well, I guess they just drew Grief. Because otherwise they would have played that... they're gonna scam. Well, they would have scammed, like, on turn 1. They have to draw Grief in order to have this line at this point. Okay, so they're gonna take our Harbinger. Although we can't play around it, right? So they play Grief. They look at our hand. They take Trickster. Then they Undying Evil. I can't do it in response, because if I do it in response, remove all the abilities, once they give it Undying Evil, they get it anyway. They wouldn't take the Trickster. Well, they didn't take the Harbinger for some reason. That's a bit weird. Okay, so they're low on resources. They're low on life. Situation is not so bad. We can play Mutavault, Lord of Atlantis, and probably just attack with this Trickster. Or do I? No, actually, I think I'll play Lord Pass. Or what do I do? If they have removal or Undying, I get screwed. So I will just play, I'll just play Lord of Atlantis Pass. I'll figure out our turn next turn. Because if I attack into the Grief, they bolt Lord, they eat this thing. Or if they have an Undying card, they block and eat, like, Harbinger of the Tide, which is neither of them are desirable. Remember, draw 2 to 3 Svies. We drew 1. I think we can win with what we have on the board. That's not a big problem. Now, ideal is if we draw a land. Because if we draw a land, then we can Harbinger and play this Hexcatcher. Fable is okay. The problem is if we, like, bounce this right now, they can just hard cast Grief next turn after they attack with the Goblin Shaman, and they'll eat our Hexcatcher. So I gotta be a little bit slow with this hand. Might have to take a hit from Grief again. Come on, land. Okay, we got a land. It's not an island, but it's good enough for me. Do they know about the Hexcatcher? I don't think so. I think that is, that's an unknown card. I think I can comfortably attack with Trickster here. I don't want to attack with the Lord. They'll double block, and that's just too high of a risk. I would just rather that didn't happen. Or do I care? Okay, so let's say you double block. It would just make everything smaller for no reason, and this thing will be vulnerable. Okay, so I'll just attack with Trickster. Double block opponent. Do it! I think for the sake of damage, I will... Okay, hold on. What do I want to do? I could leave the Hexcatcher in hand to potentially blow it a Fury. What is this 1 damage worth to me? But I also want my opponent to just hard cast their Grief. They don't know about this card. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep the information from them. Okay, so we are going to bounce Grief. It'll make like Fury a little bit more difficult to play, because they would have to divide the damage like Lord and something else, and then we can Hexcatcher. Okay, Merfolk. So their Fury plays get a little bit more awkward. They don't know what we have in our hand, and like they are more incentivized to just hard cast Grief. I'm marrying some folk. I'm trying so. I'm doing my best here. I just want to say, like, okay, we took the draw. We got a little bit of a game here, right? Like, we're not getting completely blown out. I find my games on the draw, they feel like games that I can win, whereas my games on the play just feel way more vulnerable. I will block this thing. Seems free. So it looks like they're going to play Grief. They didn't discard Grief. They're going to try to remove the Lord. Okay, the Grief comes down. We play our Trickster. Or sorry, we play our Hexcatcher. You steal nothing from us. You better not have Fury plus red card, I swear. Okay, they don't. And now we got a big board. Okay, so now what do we do? They're tapped out, too. Well, we can attack for 12. They gotta do some chump blocking. Okay, hold on. Well, okay, let's calculate this. We might make them chump a lot. Let's see. Block. Take 12. It's so much damage. They basically... Grief can trade with a Lord. Okay, no, Grief can trade with Lord of Atlantis. The army can trade with Hexcatcher. Bowmasters blocks Harbinger. They take 8. They go to 3. We have 3 creatures on the board. They're going to get 1. So close. I think it's just best we bash in for 12. We're in a great spot to attack, get 1 more creature. Yeah, I'm gonna get in for the 4/4s. Well, there is one. I could attack with the Lord. No, but it still weakens everything, so. Okay. This is just free, easy damage, and we can still have a pretty big attack on the following turn. They do have to chump block here, so they're gonna lose 1 creature. If they take 8, they go to 3, and they're still in bad shape. I don't mind that line at all. Yeah, okay, well, I mean, we gotta be in good shape if they're doing this. They're doing the blocking dance. The blocking dance. The dance of the blockers. Let's make sure we kill Grief. I don't like that card. Nobody does. No one likes you, Grief. They take 4. They go to 7. Yeah, we have a somewhat swole board. It's not that swole. But 1 Fury dismantles this whole board. Okay, let's hope they die next turn, because this This is usually not a problem because by the time it's online, we're dead anyway, but it can be a problem. Okay, it's a 2/2, so if they kill... Well, if they kill the Lord, they can chump block this, but then they almost... Ooh, that was a great draw. You see? Everyone's a hater on Glass Pool Mimic. Everyone's a hater. Well, I don't know why you hate Glass Pool Mimic so much. It's a great card. Okay, now what do we choose? I could choose a Lord. I could choose Trickster. So if I choose Trickster, you kill Lord, you take 1/7 damage. So you have to have 2 removal spells. If I choose Lord... Then you have a chump blocker. You can chump block something, use a removal spell. You're probably still dead, but you're forced to have 2 removal spells. Maybe I can even counter some of that, because I do have a Trickster on the board. Alright, let's try the Trickster. Not all the removal spells work. If one of them's Terminate, they lose, because I can Hex Catcher and throw this Trickster away for it. It has to be, like, exactly Fatal Push, Lightning Bolt. Lord Helps versus Fury. Ah, this stupid card again. Okay, that's gonna be a problem. Okay, so you double... Okay, they have to double block, though. So that's the good news. Because otherwise, they would, like, make a Bowmasters every damn turn. That'd be very infuriating. Okay, take 5, go to 2. If they Undying the thing, I would snap counter it. Okay, if they have Fury, we dead. We're just stone dead if they have Fury. Reflection of Kiki Jiki online. Okay, they lost. Thank God. Okay, I'm doing nothing. I'm changing nothing. We're just gonna ship it back. I won't ship it back immediately. I don't want to let them know that I didn't change anything. Okay, I'm gonna hope that they take the play. That's the key here, people. Remember, I've won all my games on the draw, not on the play. I would love to hear from the Merfolk community how often you win on the play versus the draw. Because I think I'm only winning on the draw. Merfolk Joe, it sounds like you love that Aztec stuff. This hand is ugly. We're gonna keep it, though. No Bowmasters, no Bowmasters. I do need to draw some lands. And by lands, I just mean 1. And it could be anything. It could be another Mutavault for all I care. Even better is if we draw Ether Vial. Interestingly, our opponent has not scammed us once. Okay, this will be a situation where the upside to drawing an island will be so damn high that I'll play Cavernous Souls turn 1. Because I don't... Even if I play Mutavault turn 1 versus Scam, I don't actually reasonably think that I can get in for damage with Mutavault. Or I don't even think it would be worth it. I can attack with Mutavault and they'll just Fatal Push or Lightning Bolt and then I'm just dead. We almost never want to attack with Mutavault early. Need to get Reejerey. Well, in this matchup, sure. No, they got Bowmasters again. How do they have it every game? Blue source. Okay, you know what? You know what, chat? I'll take it. I'll take that. We take those. Turn to Ether Vial. Give it to me. Take that, Bowmasters. You look stupid now. You're gonna play your Bowmaster? You're gonna hold on to your Bowmaster. Bowmaster works like companion, is always in hand. But here's the thing. Most of the time, I don't even care. Like, I've sculpted my deck to be as good as it can against, like, Bowmasters. It just so happens this is the only card weak to it. But still good enough to keep post-board. Just because it still has Lord potential. got a basic mountain. I have to say, the basic mountain game doesn't look very good in this deck. What is this, a draft basic? Oh, there they go. We're holding up mana. I think that favors us. Like, if we just pass the turn a bunch of times, I think that'll be good for us. Tide Shaper. Okay, so the problem with this card, also weak to Bowmasters. I could play Tide Shaper, and they're holding up all that mana. Okay, so what are the odds? You have 2 Bowmasters. The odds are good. The odds are actually quite good. You didn't play Fable the Mirror Breaker. Okay, there is a few things that they could have in the hand. They could have a lot of removal. They could have Fury, an Undying card, and they're waiting for us to play stuff. What else can they have? Violent Shaper? I think that none of that plays around Hexcatcher. Oh, well, I mean, you do have the option to, like, pass the turn. And then, if they tap out, then put a bunch of stuff in play. I mean, that's a line. Well, I think the risk is too high to do anything at sorcery speed here, because even if they have removal, they'll use their removal. But it is, it would just be convenient to play this Shaper. On the other hand, if we just pass the turn and do nothing and get this Vial to 3, we're gonna have this most insane turn. Oh no! Thoughtseize me. All right, go for it. Looks like they're flooding out. Also, we'll see how brave they are, because I do have this Immutavault mana up. Look at all them Reejereys. The Reejereys are coming for you. Scam deck. This is my scam card. You're gonna feel scammed when this thing's online. Oh no, they took the Tide Shaper. They did it. Ugh, that's ugly. Okay, they definitely have something here. Okay, so I can't even block with the Mutavault, because it looks like they have another Bowmasters where I, like, block. Or they have the Undying card. Or I could have blocked this, but they have to have Bowmasters. They have another Bowmasters in hand. So if we just play around Bowmasters, we should be fine. Yeah, we're going to keep holding the Hexcatcher. Like I said, we're going to tick the Vial up to 3, just like I said in the deck tech. Ticking Vial to 3, that's the golden number. I gotta... Okay, so that changes things. I'm still gonna tick the Vial up to 3, but at least we can play Trickster now. We got options here. I have to be very careful what I expose on the board, though. Maybe I'm still just gonna do nothing. Like, this mana is still good. Okay, I'll just take damage. Like, we're gonna get the Vial to 3, and then we're gonna have the most insane turn that they've ever seen in their life. They've never seen a turn like this before. They dead now. I mean, they're effectively dead. Okay, I'm not even gonna play this, because I can play, like, Hexcatcher and Trickster at the end of their turn. I'm gonna have, like, this massive board. Okay, come at me, bro. Come at me. You got Fury and all that other stuff? It'll be interesting if Fury can do enough to this board. I mean, it might. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, do you have removal? If you do, how much? How much removal do you have? Okay, I guess we start... Actually, hold on, cancel. Maybe I just play Hexcatcher. Because you can't Bowmaster it anymore. Unless you have double Bowmaster. Maybe I hold on to this to have, like, this like, I can Trickster their upkeep and tap down all their lands. Because I'll have, like, 3 Reejereys on the board. And I can still empty my hand. I like that line. That sounds very cute. Or do I? Okay, hold on. I can Trickster, untap land, and play Hexcatcher and go for a massive turn. Untap land into untap vial into second Reejerey. Well, I'm definitely going. Well, you know what? I'm gonna keep Hexcatcher in my hand because I really want to. Yeah, I'm gonna keep Hexcatcher in my hand. I'm gonna tap down everything on their turn. Does this play around 2 Bowmasters? Maybe not. Hold on, cancel. I'm trying to think, what am I even playing around here? We don't have... they might have removal for this, but I can wait 1 turn. Don't play around stuff. I want to play it. That's the whole point of the game. This is Magic the Gathering. You play around stuff. We're bonkers. Our opponent has 6 cards in hand. Now, they could be, like, it could be a bunch of Furies just waiting to eat up all our stuff, but, they're at 16. So you're just hoping that, like, they have nothing. Okay. Okay, I'm hoping Reejerey lives. Okay, Reejerey lived. Or sorry, Reejerey lived through that. Because if they kill Reejerey now, then we can Trickster and untap the vial to get another Reejerey in. Okay, so that was a mistake. Still get a Reejerey in play. Unfortunately, it's still gonna kill. A Reejerey is still gonna die. What would have been really good is actually play Trickster first and then hold up the Hexcatcher later. That would have been perfecto. Because this would be in play, and then when I get the second Reejerey, it would be dead. Okay, so I think I have to let that. No, okay, I have to get the second Reejerey in play because just in case they play second Bowmasters, like if Hexcatcher resolves first, and then they play Bowmasters on Hexcatcher, or sorry, I activate Ether Vial, they can in response kill my Hexcatcher. Okay, let's hope this stuff lives. Okay, that's lame. Opponent, you are lame. You didn't let me do anything. That is not happening. I will sacrifice my Trickster. Okay, if they have Fury, we screwed. So I guess they just had a big pile of removal. Well, in the end, I guess we just keep the most stuff that we could possibly keep. Okay, so are going to empty our hand. Attack with a Mutavault and a Hexcatcher. And that's about it. It was the best thing that we could hope for. Well, Fury plus Undying card would do enough. Like, Fury is still dangerous. I don't want to play against Fury. Okay, how much does that change? Maybe not enough. I will still protect my board the best I can. Untap Cavern, attack with Mutavaults. Attack for... Actually, we're attacking for a lot. This is 8 damage. That's not peanuts. That's not nothing. Okay, Fury and Undying thing screws us. But just 1 Fury actually is not terrible. Okay, they were holding up their removal. They got to spend all of it. Now, the ball's in your court, scam player. The ball's in your court. What are you going to do? I am not blocking any of that. You think I was born yesterday? Absolutely not. Sounds like you want me to block that thing. If that's a bluff, that's the greatest bluff on the face of the earth. No! Well, we got diversification, people. Oh, I screwed up. I could sack the Hex Catcher. Oh, that was a pun. I should sack the Hex Catcher, and then I'd at least have Lord of Atlantis for one more turn. I didn't think about that at all. Yeah, I could have sacked Hexcatcher. How to make use of this turn? Probably I'm going to attack for 4. Or I'm going to attack with everything. This doesn't tap, right? Yeah, you don't need to tap it. Can't use Mutavault in any way. Alright, so we just attack. So they're going to 2 for 2 themselves. It's not the worst in the world. And we'll get this Ether Vial in play. And again, I'll play this Lord to best protect ourselves versus a variety of things. Also, maybe it plays around grief in some way. Alright, you got 5 mana. Can you hardcast Griefs now? Yep. Alright, well. Damn it, I needed to counter that thing. We could have got in for a good chunk of damage that last turn. That was they'd be down a lot more life. A lot more life. Okay, what's our draw? A nice juicy 3-drop would be good, even though I've gone through most of them. Always no to my 3-drops, because I'm not going to draw any more 3-drops. Trickster's not bad. Alright, I'm just going to pass the turn and, like, hit this Fury. I'll just hit it at combat. Oh god, is this another Fury? It's another EE on 2. That I can't do anything about. Well, okay, well, I have to tap and then do our best here. So we're gonna lose some stuff anyway, but I have to preserve our life total. It's gonna be close. I need to top deck, but it's gonna be close. I'm attacking with Mutavault each turn. And this soaks up their turn. And I can take 1 hit from the Fury. So it's gonna be close. If I top deck creatures, it'll be less close. These are great creatures to top deck. And I think I'm going to want to use one every single turn. Okay, let's chip away for some damage. Okay, these get wiped away. Hit for 2. Fable, I'm not in love seeing, but okay. The biggest concern with Fable at this point is just drawing stuff, like just drawing good cards. Top decking Lord would be very nice, just so I can survive this Goblin token. So these are both going to be a no. Okay, we got a Glasspool Mimic. What does that do for us? I can copy a Mutavault. Doesn't really do very much for me. More taps? I mean, I guess, yeah, I could tap. So I can tap the Goblin Shaman. I get, like, I have a pseudo free tap at the moment. So I can tap, attack, get them down to 4. Sure. I think I'm gonna keep. I think I'm gonna tap the trick. I'm gonna put the trickster out there because the glass pool mimic can be potentially anything. Although it or maybe no. Hold on, that's not true because I am I'm 100% gonna play this thing on a grief. Okay, attack. You probably have to leave this on blocking duty, but that's fine. I have just too many things. Okay. Okay, we'll just play this thing immediately. Get in for, hopefully 4. How does this work? You may discard up to 2 cards if you draw that many cards, so they can only draw 1. It seems like they have like a random land or something in their hand. Alright. Let's hope this is enough. It's close. It's close. Oh, it's after the draw step, so they do have 2 cards to draw through. They got rid of Thoughtseize. Yeah, that Thoughtseize not looking good right now, is it? Looking pretty garb. I never thought Trickster would be so useful right now. But look at the vials, people. The vials. Look what Vial's been doing for us. Somehow I just win all my games with Vial. And we got an on the draw! The Vial plan and the on the draw plan has done it for us. Hey, we do have to say, hey, we drew gas like crazy. That was wild. But the Vials helped play all that gas. All right, we're 4-0. What a turn. If that plan is good enough to beat Scam consistently, then like that really changes Merfolk's position in the metagame. Because if we can make Scam a good matchup, then that's a pretty big deal. Carador's like, man, Scam is such an easy matchup. I mean, I don't know. Can you send the deck list? I can show you the deck list. Here's the deck list. Enjoy it while I wait for my last round opponent. Unless Lord Magicus can steal it from the my deck list area from Discord. This is what we're running. This is the anti-Bowmaster deck. And in some cases also anti-Hardened Scales deck. Just Reejereys galore. Reejerey helped. Reejerey helped threaten in that game like 1,000,000 creatures, and they had to spew all their removal at once, and we still like unloaded our hand at the right moment to overload their removal. Okay, we won the die roll. I would love to play first. Unless it's Scam, then I don't want to play first. Hand is quite bad. I'm not fan of double force negation hands, and also I can't even cast anything, so. Hand is better. Yeah, that's all I'll say. I'll probably dump the force negation. The force negation is such an awkward card. Like after I mulligan, I don't want it in my hand anymore, but every single time I throw it away, I'm up against some deck where I need force negation. Every single time. It'll be proven even in this game. We're up against someone else who's also playing for the 5-0. I'm gonna bottom force and draw force anyway. Yeah, it's possible. So in this hand, I'm probably gonna play. I'm gonna play Glasspool Mimic turn 1, Island turn 2, and then constantly. I probably just never play Glasspool Mimic until I have to. There is a chance. There's some chance that if my opponent, no, I think I need to keep one of these glass pools as a threat. I just have to. I don't have an option, or else I'll just be too deprived on resources. So we're gonna keep pitch force, play glass pool. Hardened Scales, huh? That's the only thing that oh. Food? We're up against a food deck? Do you make food? Oh no, this is Yawgmoth. Another terrible matchup. Okay, we do have turn 2 Tide Shaper. Sand might be not too bad. All right, we have Tide Shaper and a bunch of Island Walk Lords. This is, I can't ask for more, to be honest. I just hope they just don't combo off and kill us immediately. Does Yogg play Goose? Yes, they do. They play Goose because it doesn't get killed by Bowmasters. They got rid of all their 1 toughness creatures. I mean, it still could be something else, but I'm pretty sure it's... Okay, now I don't think it's Yogg. Many partings. Search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, point to your hand, then shuffle, then create a food token. Okay, so I guess it's just a food deck. Which, in that case, I have no idea what my matchup is like here. Is it that black-green Asmo Cauldron deck? Well, if it is, I don't care. I think we do reasonably well versus food. I think this is like a pretty ideal hand versus food, to be honest. But I don't know what their deck looks like. Like, is it like super... Oh, no! Now what do we do? I guess we play Reejerey. I'm so confoozled. Play Reejerey, attack for 3. So you can see, like, let's say these are all Island Walk Lords. I mean, this is just undisputed. So I would say between Reejerey and Lord of Atlantis, like, if this was, like, this is just a better card to untap with overall. Okay, they're not doing anything yet, but they're gonna go explode. They're gonna do something amazing. What did they do here? They searched for a basic land card, and they got a food token. What did they even get? They got a forest. Good for them. We're using our mana we are using our mana to the fullest. It's gonna be hard to use these Glasspool Mimics though. That gonna be a little clunky. Unless we draw a land. Then we can go Lord, Glasspool, something else. My greatest enemy, playing against a deck, I have no idea what's in there. Because I don't know what to play around. I have no idea what to expect, what to play against. Like, I don't know how to sideboard perfectly. My opponent goes, good luck, have fun, and then disconnects. That's a line. They'll be back, though. Okay, they joined the game. They're back. Sounds like they're gonna have a lot of internet issues. Yeah, they said that. They said, good luck, have fun, and then disconnected. Yeah, and just to reiterate, like, I don't think, like, Reejerey is, like gonna be, like, this massive game changer for the deck in that, like, oh, this now makes Merfolk tier 1. No, it's like more like, it's just I think it's just a marginal upgrade over Lord of Atlantis. That's all. Knight of Sweet's Revenge. It's a 4-mana enchantment. Enters the battlefield, get more food. Foods you control add mana now. Do they have Summoning Sickness? You can also pay 7, sacrifice it. Creatures you control get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of foods you control. Well, that's useless if you're dead. But I'm assuming if you go crazy with food, that maybe you can kill me with 1 creature, I guess. Add a green. They don't have Summoning Sickness. They just serves lagging badly, right? Not for me. Probably your computer. Maybe you need a restart. Whenever I hear people having computer problems with the server, I've almost never had any problems with Magic the Gathering online. Never. Another Tide Shaper. That'd be great if we had another Glasspool in play. So I guess we're just going to go Lord, Tide Shaper, pass, and then play a Glasspool on the next turn. And just hope we don't die, right? I guess we're just hoping we're not going to die. Can I get surprised here? You going to surprise me? Don't surprise me, please. I don't want any surprises. Could play the Shaper first main, tap a food to reduce surprises. That's not a bad line. Actually, I like that line. That is probably the move. I was just going to play Tide Shaper, untap a land, and just, like, I don't know, scare them a little bit. They don't play it instant, like, at all. I don't know what's in this deck. I have this... I just saw 2 cards I never read before. Many Partings and Knight of Sweet's Revenge. It's like I'm up against a draft deck of some sort. I don't know what to expect here. Okay, untap an island. Hopefully that's the play. Make more islands. Okay, you have more islands now. That wasn't an island before, right? Okay, good. I hit your nice island and your rubbish island. What is this? Oh, it turned this into an island. I was like, why? Okay, we won the game. I don't know what's in their deck. I have no idea. What's the win? Okay, someone help me. What's the win condition? Like, what do they do? Well, I'll tell you this much. It looks great for collector oof. I have no idea what to do. Win condition is game objects. Something like this. Thank you so much. Knight of Sweet's Revenge deck. Okay, we have Academy Manufacturer. Well, in that case, we're going to bring in them Dismembers for sure. Asmo, that's fine. Gilded Goose. The effing Daredevil. I hate that card. Peregrine Took. Serenth Steel Seeker. This is just a bunch of random cards as far as I'm concerned. When it enters the battlefield, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. And also, whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, look at the top card of your library. That's broken. If it's a land card, you may reveal it, put it into your hand. If you don't put the card in your hand... If you don't put the card into your hand, you may put it into the graveyard. That's card's broken. It does play Finale of Devastation. And the Underworld Cookbook. How does the Underworld Cookbook work? It does its thing. Wait, maybe Hurkyl's Recall is not bad here. Maybe? Like, is Hurkyl's Recall good in this type of matchup? I've never brought Hurkyl's Recall in versus food because I've never had it in my deck. I don't think I need to hit Cookbook. I just need to kill Asmo. But it doesn't even look like Chalice on 1 is very good here. Usually, if a lot of food decks are usually pretty weak to Chalice on 1. This is not. Okay, so this looks like... Okay, look, I do have to keep Sveloon in. Trickster looks dubious. Yeah, I'm not going to rely on Trickster. I don't mind Harbinger for bouncing a Gilded Goose that tried to add mana. How many artifacts? They don't even have that many artifacts. Knight of Sweet's Revenge is an enchantment. So I can bounce other food. You gotta play you saying I gotta play Hurkyl's. What the hell? Okay, hold on. I don't like Force Negation. I think that looks... Well, maybe it's not that narrow. They have a lot of creatures. Okay, so I'll bring in this. I'll bring in the Hurkyl's. Maybe I'm supposed to bring in Subtlety. Maybe I'm supposed to bring in Subtlety. It's literally a deck that wins with critical mass of food tokens. Okay, I'm gonna keep this hand. Also, Reejerey and Harbinger is a combo. A lot of decks like this, I just like to keep the creatures off the battlefield. Okay, don't choke me, bro. Probably have to just kill whatever gets played here. Just use my mana effectively. Urza Saga! Oh, it is in the deck. Oh, so that was easy to bring in Hercule's Recall. That was a snap. Is this the card that's broken? Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, yeah, that's the broken card. You're broken! I kill you. Also killing you because I gotta tap out for the next few turns. Ooh, Hexcatcher. You're not a good attacker, but at the same time, maybe you're useful versus all this other stuff. No, maybe I'm gonna keep this around with, maybe I'll have some good pairings with Reejerey. Let's just start with a Lord. Yeah, I don't see Hex doing anything unless I sack it immediately, which I don't really want to do. So it looks like they're gonna tap out, we're gonna tap out, and they're gonna have this one. They're gonna have a window to have a big turn. Like if they play Academy Manufacturer, that could be pretty ugly. I wouldn't be happy about that. Ooh, Sphaloon. Probably not gonna play Sphaloon here. Okay, you can play an Urzus. You can literally make a token. Actually, it doesn't matter. I am definitely playing this Reejerey. So let's just max out damage. We might have to win on the skin of our teeth, especially since this is a food deck. They could randomly play some food to quench their, or anyway, pad their life total. Alright, let's just hope Reejerey survives. Do they have any removal? Let's look at the sideboard. Alpine Moon, Endurance. Oh, they had Endurance? They had Endurance? That could have been lethal. I've been got by Endurance in the most random decks so many times. Yeah, I know they have Asmo, I understand. But, anyway, I'm just gonna have to erase the Asmo at the moment. They're just making a construct here, slow stuff. I mean, sometimes that's what you gotta do to get it done, you know? It's not gonna work so well here. Hold on, what happened here? What happened? Hold on, they had 3 mana. Oh, they didn't make a construct. They just floated the mana. Okay. So you're gonna make 1 food token, and you're gonna get a clue, food, and why do they get a treasure? I think that's a bit disgusting. What? So what do I list? Oh no, they can't rediscard it on the same turn. But if they have more Underworld cookbooks, I'm screwed. We have to get rid of this thing. Gilded Goose. Excellent choice. No, wait a minute. Not excellent choice. More foods and clues. Well, that's really mana intensive. Like, the one resource I don't like are these treasures. Okay, look, Manufacturer, you gotta go. Actually, this construct is insane. Maybe that gotta go. Harbinger combo online is in some way, yeah. Ugh. Well, I guess, like, the problem is I'm probably gonna have to bounce this construct. Yeah, I take 8. Because it's deadly. It's quite deadly. They're gonna have this insane turn next turn. Well, they don't have Asmarano, Magica, Dasna, Kuldakar, so that's some good news. Okay, a land would be beautiful, because then we could, like, spew our hand out. Do they have to tap this? No, they don't. Alright, we get only to play 2 things this turn. And one of them's gonna be Harbinger. Or can I use the Hexcatcher in any way? One, two, three. So many artifacts. I mean, if they don't have Asmarano, this should be okay. No, and Asmarano... No, there's a lot of food tokens. They sack 2 food tokens. They're gonna make so many food. They can make food like crazy. You know, I take it back. Maybe Trickster is fine in this matchup just to, like, deal with this, turn this thing offline for 1. Oh, no, it's hard to turn offline because they could, in response, just activate this anyway. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. You have nothing particularly amazing at the moment. Or is this amazing? Could this go busted? Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield. Like, this draws so many cards. How much mana do they have? Not enough yet. But they might have it by next turn. It puts it in their hand? Yeah, it puts it in their hand. Okay. So it just looks like the line is Harbinger and Hexcatcher. Hexcatcher gives me some insurance versus some instant or sorcery. Okay, attack with our creatures. Yeah, I'll just maximize damage. I have a lot of food. Tap your treasure token or something. What am I gonna do? I might as well untap a land. Okay. Hit for some damages. And we do have a lot of damage to be applied next turn. But they have so much mana here. We so screwed. They can draw so many cards. I hate this combo. I really hate. It's not broken, but holy crap, do I hate this stupid Oval Chase Daredevil combo. Mostly because I can't do squat about it. Create one, create all. Well, I gotta automatically let this thing resolve. Ovaltine Devil Dog. Get your Ovaltine on. So my experience versus food, sometimes they destroy you, and sometimes they just durdle around and do absolutely nothing. And it looks like this is going to be one of those games where they could absolutely destroy me. So you get another Underworld Cookbook, which I cannot counter properly. Everything is going to die. What is this? Gingerbread cabin? Enters battlefield tapped unless you control 3 or more other forests. That was a good time. You would be a good time now for Hurkyl's Recall. Hurkyl's Recall would be quite fine at the moment. I have no chance of countering this, so whatever. How many food they'll have? They can sack 2, destroy 2 lords. Death by food. It ate, it ate, it ate, it ate, and then it died. But they had to have drawn this Asmo, like, just this turn. I'm just like 1 man away from doing the things I want to do. I'm so close to attacking for like 6-ish. Okay, so I could attack maybe with a Harbinger. Okay, hold on. You can kill... No, it doesn't matter. They can kill the lords. I could play Svelune, force them to kill everything. They would lose all the food. There's no food left. And then on the following turns, I could... Well, if it's like... But it's so easy to pay for everything after that. And there's 2 stupid Underworld cookbooks. Again, if I have 1 more land, we could do like some pretty cool stuff with Reejerey, untap a land, and then maybe go wild, but we're not there. We're at 8. Okay, how much food can you make next turn? You can make only 2 food next turn, right? So you can kill 3 creatures, which will be all these lords. I still attack with a Harbinger. You can draw so many cards, though. Wish you had to pay mana. Okay. Or I play Svelune, untap a land. You sack everything, kill the lords. Harbinger's alive. No, I don't get in for any damage at that point, though. Or I play Reejerey. You kill everything except Harbinger. I still attack for 3. Then you kill Harbinger. No, okay, I'm gonna try to empty my hand here. If our opponent is playing a deck, if our opponent's computer's lagging, they're playing the wrong deck. Game through on the play with a much better idea of their plan during sideboarding. Not really. I need to test out like what's best in this matchup. Like sometimes, like even Chalice on, like this is the most backbreaking card in the matchup, so maybe Chalice on 0 is just the best thing to do. Okay, too late. Should have killed it before. And I guess attack with Harbinger of the Tides. Sure. You can bring something back from the graveyard, right? Yeah, so you can like bring back Asmo from the graveyard. Do I have islands? I don't got no island. Okay, I just attack. Figure it out later. Oh, they killed this thing. Okay, I am reasonably okay with that. We just pass. They finally made a Jeff Goldblum card. The problem with Chalice is it's sort of an, like, it doesn't do anything versus anything except Asmo, but it is like the card. Okay, this is sack it. Creatures control get +X/+X. Oh, we might just die here. Actually, it has to be equal to the food. You don't have a lot of food because you keep sacking your food. You tap the food. Oh, the food can tap for mana now? Okay. There's not much food on the battlefield. So you can make 2 more food. It's gonna get close. Well, actually, they have a bunch of treasure tokens, so maybe this is not close. They're just gonna cast cards and kill us. They're playing with their food, literally. Enters the battlefield, create a food token. When you sack a food, create a 1/1 black rat. Sure. Was that in this list? That was not in the list that I saw. Thought I auto let this thing resolve. I did. Okay, I'm gonna auto let this thing resolve. You're gonna deal damage to my Hex Catcher? What does that mean? You're gonna play something? How much food? Not much food here. If we draw an island lock, sorry, if we draw a Tide Shaper, maybe we can win. Or not, actually. They just kill 1 Island Walk Lord. I don't have enough Island Walk for everything. Another thing, they can tutor out Asmo, which makes it even more difficult to deal with her. So like even if I play Chalice on 0, they can like Finale of Devastation her in play. It's just not a very flexible card. Like if they don't have Asmo, the card like sort of sucks. People love doing things when it's straight not necessary. Well, they don't know. Well, you know, they don't know what they need to play around. So they're just going to make the best of their turn, no matter what I have in my hand. Where did the extra food tokens come from? I don't remember that. Okay, okay, I guess I'm dead. Well, I'm dead, but I sort of want to see a little bit more of their deck if they're going to show it to me. I think Sveilun would be boss in this matchup. At the very least, they would be forced to keep tapping these damn things. take that damage. You're gonna kill me with this thing? You can't. You got rid of all your food. You have no food left. Aha! The Hexcatcher! Who would win? All this crap on the battlefield, or is one measly merfolk? I'm just gonna pass with a bunch of mana up and see what they do. I don't think they have a bad connection, they're just prone to memory leaking. Yeah, that's possible. I have a supercomputer, so I have no problem with memory. Okay, so subtlety works. It's interesting that if I have subtlety, no, hold on. Underworld Cookbook only works with Asmarano. That's it. Nothing else. They're pretty creature heavy though. They're more creature heavy than spell heavy. I actually am inclined to bring subtlety in. It's probably more important than Harbinger. Creature. Just draw Hercules. Yeah, I remember the sagas. Again, Spreading Seas would be better though, because you don't let them get the Underworld Cookbook. Like that's what cooked us in that game, right? It was the cookbook. Just wondering how many. Maybe I don't mind Harbinger. Maybe Harbinger only works versus that stupid construct. I'm gonna trim some Sveiloons, bringing the Trickster back. Only just to deal with constructs. Bouncing, seems like it would be a bad idea to bounce anything. Okay, I'm gonna submit this. I gotta use the washroom really quick, so I'm gonna use the washroom and then get back to the game as quickly as possible, because I want my full attention on this game. Without any bathroom pressure. Be right back. Have a starting hand yet. All right. Hand's fine. Hand's fine. Okay, we're gonna keep. We might have to sandbag the Tide Shaper for a little bit. Where's Contra for the 5-0? The only thing that will suck is if we see like turn 1 Pithing Needle. That'd be bad. So we can go like, hopefully Vial on. It's not a fast hand. Ideally, I just want to go like 1 drop, Lord, kill you. Like that would be like the most ideal of hands. Okay. Ugh, they have the combo. Why do they have to have the combo? Okay, they don't have Asmo though. Or they can't cast Asmo, I guess, this turn. Well, if they have Asmo, I'd kill it. I'd kill her. That is an interesting draw. Okay, so I have a lot of funny plays here. I do need a land next turn to kill an Urza Saga with Tide Shaper. But I also don't really want to burn my Glasspool Mimic. So if they play Urza Saga turn 2... would hurt, because Construct on the next turn is, like, really damaging. Okay, I'll play the Glass Pool, but I'm not happy about doing this. I gotta take my Vow to, like, 3 and 4 just for the subtlety. Well, let me think about this. How else can I play this hand? You know what? I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna risk it for one turn. I think this Glass Pool Mimic is a little too important. I really want to play it on, I really want to play Master of the Pearl Trident and then copy it with Glass Pool Mimic. I think I have to be very careful with this hand. Otherwise, I may not have it, like, enough, like, stuff to do. Also possible, like, if they played Urza Saga, I could, on their turn, dockhand a land down. So that's possible. Depending on what they do, we might be tapping their... I very rarely use this tapping ability, but we might use it. When an artifact enters the battlefield under your control... Okay, okay, fine. Fine. I will kill this thing, though. Dockhand in play. Land for Tide Shaper? Not land for Tide Shaper, but that's not bad. I'm gonna tie. I think I'm gonna shape something down. Dockhand something down. And just pass here. Okay, on upkeep. I rarely use this ability, but I will now. Did we choose to not Glass Pool? Yeah. I'm still choosing not to Glass Pool. I desperately think I need this as a threat. Or pitch it to Subtlety or something. Okay, so we'll tap down their stuff. Need that mana for Azmoran, Marduk, Dasna, Kuldakar. But also they have a pretty 3-drop heavy deck as well. Like, their curve is pretty high. Screw this damn thing. Sure, I can't do anything about it. Okay, they're making food galore. So when they find Asmo, we dead. We dead. We're stone dead. Well, I guess I can Subtlety for a turn, so maybe we're not super stone dead. Let's start the party with... Maybe I'm going to abandon this Glass Pool plan. Okay, hold on. I can go Lord. Actually, I could go Lord, tick the thing up, and then play another Lord. I like that plan. And then we go to Subtlety range. And we just hope to draw a land. For Tide. I can just cast Tide Shaper if I really need to. Okay, we do draw another land anyway. Okay, so now we really screwed their resources. Or I guess not. I guess I'm going to give them one turn. Or do I want to give him that one turn? I don't even know if I want to give him one turn. Or actually, hold on. No. I can violate. I can actually... I think maybe we can just play for the win here. We're very close, right? So I can give them a turn. They can play a creature. We'll Subtlety it with the Trickster. Okay, Glass Pool copies this. See, that's why you sandbag. That's why you sandbag the Glass Pools. You might need that Glass Pool. You might need that Glass Pool. We have lethal here. If you play any creature, it's Subtletied. Glad I sided this in. Okay, do I care about this? An artifact enters the battlefield under your control. Look at the top card of your library. If it's a land, you may reveal it, put it into your hand. If you don't put the card into your hand, you may put it into your graveyard. I don't think I care about this. I just care about Asmo. It's like Asmo or bust. Okay, they just resigned. We got the 5-0! We got the 5-0 with Merrow Reejerey! How much... Reejerey helped! You know, like I said, it's not like the most busted, amazing thing on the earth, but I think it's just a little. I think it's a slight upgrade over the other Island Walk Lords. Sometimes it was clunky, but it didn't really matter. Like in the times that it was clunky, 2 Island Walk Lords was clunky as well because I couldn't cast anything anyway. And we got the 5-0 with Merfolk. And maybe if the new plan of keeping Violin post-board and always taking the draw versus scam works, then actually then Merfolk's actually well positioned, and the only bad matchups would be like Yawgmoth and Omnath, and apparently Yawgmoth isn't even that big of a deck right now, so it'd just be like the Omnath decks. But if we can get above 50% versus scam, that's all we could possibly ask for. I was just afraid that we were below 50%. But I used to take out the Vial, and I didn't have a very good plan. Now I think my plan is pretty solid. I want to keep the Vials in post-board. I also want to maximize card advantage by taking the draw. Look, Fencer Kid just arrived, just in time for the 5-0. Did Hercule's Recall help us? We didn't play against Hardened Scales. Did we bring it in versus... No, we also brought it in versus that other artifact deck. I don't remember if it mattered or not. I would still play it, because Hardened Scales is just too threatening and too deadly. It's way too deadly. You want to put the new Lord of Atlantis art? Where's the Lord of Atlantis art? Okay, hold on. Where's the Lord of Atlantis? Let me, open link. Where's the link? Okay, hold on. Let me get the link. Let me copy and paste it somewhere you guys can see. Is it this side? Hold on. See the new, there we go, Lord of Atlantis in all the Lord's glory, in the Ixalan, what's it called, the Ixalan attire. Oh, this might be the first non-foil version. Is it foil or non-foil? It might be the first non-foil version of Lord of Atlantis that is completely correct. And look, they squashed the words. I feel like the words are squashed on here. They didn't space it out properly. But it's blue, 2/2. It's a Merfolk, and other Merfolk get +1/+1 and have Island Walk. There's a new island as well. Okay, what does the new island look like? Holy moly! What does this have to do with Ixalan? This looks great. That's pretty cool. They know how to make the islands good. The islands look great. Okay. So moving on to the deck. Is the deck good? Well, I don't know. You tell me. It got a 5-0. All I had to do, I didn't even change much. I just changed the Spreading Seas to Hercule's Recalls. I'm just gonna reiterate again, like, I'm not saying that Reejerey or even, like, I'm hoping that this is the way, the direction the list should go. We should be more 3-drop heavy and make use of Vial. And what also means is, like, if there are more 3-drops that ever get printed for Merfolk, then we can easily slot them in. I think we could actually play more 3-drops in here. Like, we don't need to play the full thing of, like, Harbingers and Tricksters. I mean, you can even shave maybe a Svaelun or two. Svaelun is not what she used to be. With Bowmasters around it, she actually sucks a little bit. You attack every turn with Svaelun, they get a stupid army every single turn. So I would be more open to shaving some Svaelun. I don't want to, because she's still, like, the best Merfolk that we have. But I would be slightly more open to either shaving a Svaelun or even a Glasspool Mimic to fit, like, other really powerful 3-drops if they ever printed them. But I think the power creep is unreal. I want to jam with Reejerey, even just for fun. Hey, even for competitively, this thing works out. It does. It's an opposition creature. That's what I'm just. It taps things down. It untaps your stuff. It does everything. All right, so that's gonna be my video for today. Hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you. I guess this will be the next deck that this will be my build for the foreseeable future. So I hope it's a proof of concept. I won a tournament with basically the same thing, and now I got a 5-0. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.